Hello and welcome to this Hustle Castle beginner guide video. This will be the second part of your journey in learning the game, and if you haven't seen the first part of these beginner guides, then make sure you click this link here and watch the first part to get up to speed. But let's talk about what I'll be covering in today's video. We'll be looking a little into the arena and the story, talking about when you should upgrade your fighters for all future levels, whether that's team size or just fighter levels, and looking at all the new buildings, locations and items that you'll be coming around to the near future. So at this stage of your game, you've upgraded your throne and unlocked the arena. Hopefully at this point you've done the same as me and spent a little time with doing the arenas and purchasing some items for your next fighter level, which will be level 14. If you haven't done this, it's not a problem, it just makes the next stage a little harder, but not by a massive amount, especially compared to much higher throne room levels later down the line that you'll come to see. But for now, I can assume that anyone that has been continuing with the story like I suggested will now have got stuck around this level in the story. So if you did want to complete this level and future levels, you will need to add more firepower to your squad. There are two ways of going about this, and I'll explain the benefits and negatives of each. The option we're going to be doing first is increasing our barrack size. Eventually we're going to want to do this anyway, and as of right now this doesn't bring any serious changes or challenges along with it. But in the future this will become an issue, as I'll explain now. Most people stick with a 6-man squad, and that's because certain materials like mithril come later in the game. But with every barracks upgrade, it brings new changes. For example, in your arenas, most enemies will have the same amount of fighters as you. So before increasing your barracks, you want to have someone ready to fill in that spot with some good items. Otherwise, the other players will already have an advantage if they do this before you. So increasing your barracks for more fighters will increase your squad power, but you will also find some tougher people in the arenas. And I would always recommend to have some items ready for the next fighter before upgrading it. On a separate note for the future, don't move to a 7 or an 8-man team until you are certain that you're ready for it, because it will make arenas much more difficult than they already are, because there will be less people there on a low squad power and it'll be harder to find weaker people than yourself for a very long time. For myself, I do need to increase my barracks to continue with the story, and like I've mentioned before, I've already got my items ready for the next fighter level because of the arena, and got spare courage points just in case that the special ones that do appear are actually better than the ones I've already got. Again, upgrading your fighter's level can have some drastic changes to your arena, so decide carefully on when you actually want to increase your squad's firepower. The next thing we're going to do at the same time is increase our fighter's level to 14. Again, upgrading your fighter's level can have some drastic changes to the arenas, so decide carefully on when you want to increase your squad's fighter levels. For example, the arena will find teams based on your average squad's fighter level, and also the power as well. So as you're improving, you will find yourself in these weird brackets until you can level up all of your fighters to the same level. I personally won't have a guide on this, but if you search for Hustle Castle arena brackets, I'm sure you'll find a lot of information on this. But for my recommendation, if you are brand new to the game, just increase your fighter's level to the maximum of whatever the training room allows. From here, I'm now going to upgrade my fighter's training room and then my barracks, and start to get to work on training my fighters that can go into my barracks. I'll skip forward to a point where all of this is done to save some time. So now that the rooms are done and the fighters are leveled up, it's now time to add the items to my squad that I've saved up. You will also need to think about how you want your squad to play out. Do you want 2 tanks and 1 archer? Maybe 2 mages and 1 tank? Or how about 1 of each? This is where increasing your squad size can start to introduce some problems, but also a nice variety to each other's squads. The only thing I can say is never have a resurrection mage if you only have 1 tank. When the tank goes down, more times than not the mages or archers will be getting attacked before the tank can even get resurrected and get in their way. So just bear this in mind, and if you really do want to have a resurrect in your squad, then maybe look at using 2 tanks for now. For myself, I will be going with a healer, so I'll be using a setup of 1 archer, 1 healer and 1 tank. This would also be a great time to talk about swapping out items for people around your castle. From doing the story and in future events, you'll be earning items for around your castle like the treasury, food and other materials later down the line. So after every day or 2 of playing the game, just check to see if you're using the best items for your dwellers around your castle, and especially if you're training them up as well when it comes around to that. To make sure your dwellers are using the best items possible, just click on the room you want to check and press equip the best. Before they added this button, you had to actually check each person individually, so this is a nice change to the game that they've added. And make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far, or have at least learned something. So now we've added the best items to our dwellers, including the people in our barracks, we can now refocus on doing the story. As you'll see by doing this battle again, we are now able to beat this round and move on to future levels. From here, just keep doing your battles, and as you progress, you will unlock better items for your fighters, and even for your dwellers around the castle. For anyone wanting to know with the type of squad I have, I was actually able to get this far in the story. From here, if you want to progress in the story and unlock more features about the game, you will need to upgrade your throne room again. The next throne room level is where things start to get exciting. You'll unlock the portal, which is a place to earn new dwellers, purple and legendary items, and many more unique items you haven't come across yet. You'll unlock the clan hall, which has many features you'll want to be a part of, like clan wars, fighting clan bosses, working as a team, and doing expeditions with 1 to 3 friends. And lastly, the next big thing you'll unlock will be the talents and alliances. I do have a great guide on this, but I'll post it up later when we come around to it. But before we do our next upgrade, there's actually one more thing I wanted to show you, and that's on the market tab to do with the buildings. I just wanted to mention that everything on the production, training and support tab should be built as soon as possible. They all come with great benefits, and there's no limit to your castle size as it gets bigger later down the line. So don't be afraid of the space, just add the rooms when you have the resources and take the benefits that come with the buildings. Here for example on the production tab, we can add another dining hall and treasury. But here's something you might not have realised. When you place this new addition next to another room of the same type, for example a treasury room, you'll have the ability to merge the rooms together once they are the same level. And once they are merged, they produce more resources and can hold a bigger capacity. This can also make things a lot easier when it comes to swapping people around or giving upgrades to your dwellers. As a quick little tip, to move rooms out of the way or just try different positionings, all you need to do is hold down on the room you want to move and that'll put you into the editing mode. Once you're done editing, all you have to do is press the save option in the top left to confirm what you want to do. So whether you've been following along or not with placing in these new buildings, that is up to you, but it's now going to be time to upgrade our throne room to throne room 4 and unlock the special things I've recently mentioned about and all the other benefits that come along with it. This is going to unlock many things that you will be excited for, so let's go upgrade our throne room now. The first thing it's going to do is automatically take you to the portal. Now the portal comes out on a Friday and generally is still open by Tuesday, so for most of you who make the upgrade to throne room 4 will see this on screen. And before we look at the store, let's have a look at all the possible levels you can do. This will take you a very long time to progress through, and this isn't going to be a full guide on the portal, but here's what I can say to you now. The number at the very top is the total number of souls left for everyone in the game to collect until it refreshes next week. And on certain levels you will see chests on them. These will be very important for events down the line, but for now these can have some very nice rewards for yourself, especially if you're able to progress up to level 80. And the higher the chest is towards level 80, the better the rewards, and you can do this weekly with earning these chests. As you can see by looking at the top, to progress past level 80 you will need to be at throne room level 11, so you won't need to be worried about the details with that until a much later date. So looking at the store, what is there to know? Well, just like the arena, you can earn souls instead of courage points to buy new items for your squad in your barracks. You can also buy dwellers from here that vary between 3 to 5 stars, so if you do need dwellers quickly or want another way of getting 5-star dwellers, then this is going to be another way of going about it. From here, covering the usual things, we can now increase our fighter levels again if we want to, up to level 20, but we can't do the same with our barrack size until throne room level 5, so just bear this in mind. With our change to throne room 4, we can now have 3 new buildings on the support tab, and that's going to be the magic workshop for building spells to help you in battles, except in certain situations, a clan hall for doing things that I've mentioned before, and a trophy room to show off your achievements to your friends for things that you've done on Hustle Castle. We also have 2 new production rooms, a mana well and a mana pool. The mana well generates mana used for making and upgrading spells, and the pool is just another word for storage capacity. So let's place these in now, and I'll speed them up if I need to, and just like your treasury and dining hall, you can place dwellers in there to earn you more resources if you need to, although I doubt you'll be using mana much this early in the game. Now just before we get to the weekly diamond giveaway, this is where we will end the video for most of you. The final part of this series will be covering the clan hall and all of its benefits, talents and alliances, and all the tips I can give to new players. So if you made it this far in the video, you will want to get subscribed if you haven't already, as the next part will have some juicy tips that I've learned over my time of playing the game, and we're about to cover some of the most exciting bits about throne room 4. So thank you for watching, and for everyone interested in the diamond giveaway, let's have a look now, and as normal I will be covering up all sensitive information. So well done to everyone that has won this week's giveaway. The next one will be live now and you can check that out in the description below. And why not check out my video on is premium worth buying, as this can improve your gaming experience drastically. Or how about this one on the lighthouse, as this will get unlocked in your next throne room level up and you can get the best information possible ahead of time to see if it's actually worth doing. And thank you all for watching.